It's a ripe 10:14 p.m. here in Paris, France, where we are in our feels a little bit.
In our fields.
Malika and I spent our night having a glass of red wine. We stopped by Franprix. We were talking about lots of things, and I'm like, I want to talk about these on my YouTube channel. Why have I never done that before? Let's talk about love, Malika.
Let's talk about love.
I'll probably cut it there, put like love with like music. What I don't like about talking about philosophy is that people either think like you're drunk, and it's like tonight I might be, but no, but anytime you try to go deep, people either call you crazy, or they think you're drunk and you just like don't know what you're talking about,
or too emotional,
or like too emotional.
There's a why question it mentality. Like things are fine as they're obviously not.
Yeah, like fine for whom? Oh, love. One of my favorite topics to talk about. Maybe it's because I'm a Libra. Maybe it's because I'm a Pisces rising. I love talking about love. I'm a hopeless romantic, and I never thought that I was even somebody who loved love until maybe like last year, maybe this year. Like I dated a guy for 6.5 years. 6 years. I always like make it longer and longer every time I talk about it. I feel like I'm more in love now with like love than I was when I was in love.
That's interesting.
Since I don't have love, I'm thinking about love more.
And you like idealize it?
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, I'm not in love, and I haven't seriously been in love.
Sorry to clarify, I'm not in love either right now.
No, I know.
You're still over your ex.
Yeah.
I was in a relationship for 6 years, and it started when I was 19 to 25. 19 to 25 are like your most formative years typically. Like because you haven't really figured out what you want, you're still in school, you haven't met your best friends yet, like you're figuring it all out. But those years, I was already with somebody, and like faithful, on my end at least. No, we were both loyal, I think.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure. My formative years, 19 to 25, I was in a relationship and I didn't have that opportunity to like mess around and like be in my like freak phase, to let my freak flag fly. Like I couldn't, like I did not have that.
But you were in love and you were happy with that at that point.
1000%.
Yeah.
But my point is now that I was gonna say 25. I'm gonna be 28 like in a few weeks. Like
okay.
Okay, Damon, keep talking. Now that I'm 27, gonna be 28, I'm like in my freak phase, but it's not as appropriate apparently for some people because they're like, you should be grown up by now.
But isn't it better to be in your freak phase when you know yourself and your body and what you want?
When we decided to break up, it was mainly like pretty mutual. We're like, you know what, there's really no definitive reason why we're breaking up. It's more like we feel like we should be exploring. And my solution to that was like, well then why don't we just have an open relationship? Because we both love each other and like we're obviously most curious. Why is it that open relationships have such a stigma behind them? Why are we not more often in open relationships than one-on-one relationships?
I think if you look at it from like a cultural point of view, I'm talking America versus France because that's where we are right now. I find so many European men are so down to, not everyone, some of you are mad loyal, but like I feel like there is more of a understanding here. Not saying that they're gonna cheat or anything, but they don't want us to talk about the fact that you might both be with other people because that's cheating, even if you're not even dating. But it's okay to be with other people. It's expected, it's encouraged. Versus in America, we really appreciate and value labels. Gotta know when you're in an open relationship, you gotta talk about every single thing. Versus Europeans are just kind of, you go with the flow, you figure it out in your relationship.
Maybe that's why I've never been with an American.
Yeah. So maybe for you, with that ex saying an open relationship was like, why do you have to put a label? That's like mad pressure. But just going along with it.
You just figured this out. Why did I never... This is what I'm saying.
You needed me a couple years ago.
That is 1000% true because I'm an American and I'm like, why can't we just be in an open relationship? And he probably would have been okay with it if I just didn't call it that.
You might have already been. It's just not okay.
Alright, you know what? This video's over now. I feel like the average human is in denial that like when we are in a relationship, we don't find other people attractive. I think as humans, like scientifically, biologically, we are attracted to multiple people. And so when we are with one person, which is what like society has taught us to do, again, I don't know if that's right or wrong, when we're with this one person, I think we're almost in denial if we tell our partner like we don't find other people sexy or attractive. It doesn't mean we need to act on it. The reason I'm saying this is because I think it's the main reason for jealousy. Like we all get jealous because our partner's like, oh, our boyfriend likes that person, or like our boyfriend thinks she's hot or he's hot, and like we would feel some type of way when really it's like what I offer is like this, what that hot person who is hot can offer is a whole other portfolio. So why am I getting mad that like my boyfriend thinks that person's hot because that person does offer a whole set of things that is attractive?
And like that depends on the relationship. I mean, if you have an open relationship, then you've established it's okay if they go for more, you know.
I mean, it sucks, but like also, why does it suck?
It sucks, I think, because it's like, I'm not good enough.
But that's what I'm saying.
But it's like, why are you seeing it that way versus, yeah, okay, you don't offer these things, but maybe this person isn't acting on their attraction to someone else because you are enough and you're more than enough or whatever. I'm not a jealous person, to be honest.
Me neither, but I think that's because you've realized your value and I've realized my value of like, here's what I can offer. If you like it, awesome. But like, I'm not brunette, I don't have green eyes, and I don't speak Italian, so like...
If that's what you want, go get it. Like,
if that's what you want, like that's for you, but I can't offer that. I can offer this.
And I think it's like your insecurity in yourself and then how secure you are in your relationship with someone. If I'm with someone and they're looking at someone else, I'm not really the jealous person, but if it was bothering me, if they're looking 1 second too long, I don't think it has to do with you feeling insecure, but also...
It's like out of place.
It's out of place. Like 2 seconds, fine. 2 seconds too long. It's like, you know, we both see it.
Now you're just fucking with me.
Now you're just being a little bit disrespectful. And you're aware. You know that I know that you know. That sucks and it hurts, but I think the not being in your thoughts, it's like, I'm so easily replaceable in your mind.
And if we're together, I'm supposed to be in your thoughts maybe, but...
Not all the time, but you shouldn't be thinking about, like, I shouldn't be placeholder, you know?
But that's my issue with it, because it's like, my value or my feelings depend on what this person is doing, and again, that would mean that I'm attached to them. For better or worse, like maybe that is what love is, being attached to somebody else. We shouldn't need to be attached to other people to feel good with ourselves.
But that's sometimes you want to be as good with yourself as you possibly can be before you bring your shit to the table, get involved with someone else. But you want to be as good as you can be.
You want to be as good as you can be in terms of what other people think of you. Like, I want to be as good as I can be as long as my boyfriend loves me, or as long as I'm still good with all my friends, or as long as I have lots of followers, but none of that is you.
I totally get what you're saying.
I'm trying to work through it.
I really don't have that much life experience.
Stop!
No, but it's true. It's true.
You saying you're only 19, you know what I think of every time you say that? You're only 19 and like, okay, if we're stating facts, yes, you have only spent 19 years here, while other people might have spent 27. But that doesn't mean that like the people who spent 27 years have like lived as wisely.
Fair.
And you know what's so messed up is that people will like hear you say something. We could be saying the same thing, but because you're 19 and I'm 27, they'll be like, oh, she's so young. She's so just 19.
Young.
Like, she'll grow up.
Yeah. I don't know what I want because I know what I want now. I may disagree with that in a few years, which sure might mean that I'm maturing or growing up. Or just changing because we change. Like, if you marry at 30, everyone's like, well done, bravo, so mature. If you divorce at 40, it doesn't mean you were immature, you just moved, you changed. People changed. I started living alone at 17, but moving out of the country on my own at 18 was so brave. And so mature. But you may not stay. You may not like it. You're young. You don't know that you'll like Europe. I like it now. Does it matter what I think down the road? I believe I will, but like, don't get so tied up in my decisions.
Yeah.
Oh, she's young. Paris. She's gonna get over that real quick. And when I saw them last time, and I was like, no, yeah, I like it. I see myself staying if I'm, able
You're like,
to.
But what? Like, you were supposed to like be coming back by now.
And they still were using that she's young.
Yeah, when I was 19, everyone thought I was like crazy or like irrational. I don't see it as crazy or irrational. In fact, I see the other side being irrational and crazy, that you would just want to have a very predictable life.
Yeah. If having that traditional American or whatever lifestyle makes you happy and content, that's fine. What makes me frustrated is when the norm becomes the standard because other people are uncomfortable. So automatically, because you're stepping outside of that norm, they're uncomfortable with your existence. So they need to put a label on you to rationalize it in their head. There are other things out there and I want to experience them. Me wanting to step outside, why is that crazy? Why can't you just accept that as the reality I've chosen for now? Why does it even affect you?
Yeah, also, why are you still talking? Like, when we are on our deathbeds and you look back at your life, like, no one will be there with a trophy saying, like, thank you for living your life on my terms. Yeah. And my biggest fear was that I would wake up in that moment and be like, oh, I just wasted my whole life doing what other people wanted me to do and not what I wanted to do.
I'm not saying I have to jump off a cliff and feel like, well, at least I did that. but I don't ever want to make a decision based on other people's rules placed onto me. Why would I make myself feel uncomfortable for the sake of strangers' comfort? Why do I have to make you feel content? Be comfortable in your own existence.
Yeah, like you should be
Leave me alone.
good doing you, and I should be good doing me, but like, why do I need to accommodate for you?
Exactly.
But this whole concept of people having a lot to say about your life, I think for the most part it is like well-intentioned. Like people just want you to be safe, they know what worked for them, and they're like looking out for you. But like in doing that, I think there's like some harm sometimes because people don't realize that like maybe them saying like, oh, maybe you should stay in school in Oklahoma.
That's stifling.
They're like stifling your potential in a way.
Yes.
And like again, to them, they only know what they know. Like they only know their own experience, but like you should know that like everything you do in like life, love, career, like keep in mind that other people may be telling you what to do, but if you don't want their life, then you ain't gotta listen to them.
Yeah, but you also sometimes, like I'm from a city that's very like accepting and diverse, so there was always in the back of my mind that you could go somewhere else. There was more out there. Even if somebody never said it to you, you just saw other cultures, you saw other people, so it was just assumed. I'm not from Middle America, but based on some friends of mine, I can bet that, you know, if your parents grew up in that town and that's all they know and they want you to play it safe, it's not going to ever occur to you that you can go to another part of the world. And sometimes, yeah, not every situation is safe, but at the same time take risks, and you'll never know how awesome your life experiences can be.
Yeah.
Truly.
So after filming that video and after editing it, I realized, okay, I want to look more into this. When I was doing my research though, I saw that there were kind of two ways to have this kind of open relationship. I mean, there are many ways to have a relationship, but these are the two main ways. Either it's like a don't ask, don't tell policy. You might go do something on the side, but you don't tell anybody. Basically the French way.
Yeah, that was
the French way. You're like France.
Yeah. We don't call it something, that's just how it is.
The other way was to have your like one true partner. That one person, you're like, shut up.
Yeah.
The other way is to have that one partner and then be super honest about everything. And that's the way that I feel with.
I don't see the point for me in being like, oh, I'm with you. But I also no, then I'll come back to you later.
When it's time?
Yeah.
But then what if you want to spend your time with that person? You know, you're compatible in 90% of the ways. Like, they complete you in many ways, but like maybe just not in terms of being sexual or romantic. I don't know, maybe other people can bring you other things.
People can be a right, just not a right now.
But why can't they be a right always, along with other people?
It also depends on the situation. Like, all of these things apply to the individuals we're talking about, or not talking about.
We know that. Everyone's
like,
different. Is this on? Okay, it's on. Well, because it's a red background.
Like, get out! I've had enough.
No, because it's a red background and the thing is red.
I feel like you can be with someone and they can be your Mr. Right. Like, if you believe in like one person forever and ever.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I think someone could be the right person for you, just maybe not at that point in your life, is what I'm saying.
The reason I'm talking about all this is not because I'm like trying to like push my beliefs on anybody, but it's just because I wish these ideas would have been presented to me earlier when I was like just a kid in Indiana. Because no one was talking about it. You said it in the first part that like so many people would do much greater things if they like were presented that information. The second part of my research was this, like, well, what if your partner finds somebody else while they're just like messing around? Go.
Well, Sean, you took a risk, but
I mean, don't you always? That's
for sure.
Even in a monogamous relationship,
sure.
that's still an option.
You can't control things in life. When I had that issue, I was like, you can't control.
What issue? Malika, just tell everyone you're
Swiftly moving on. Next question.
Next. From what I've learned in life, your one true love is the person that you want to know everything about, that you've already learned so much about.
Do you really want to know, I'm sorry, everything about?
Yes.
Okay, well, you've been in love.
Yeah, I don't think it's a real true love if you honestly don't want to know everything. Deep, dark secrets, like I think if you found the right person, you should want to share all that. Like nothing is off limits if my future partner or whatever goes out and like does find someone attractive. I want to know that because that tells me something about their personality that they never told me about. Like that's just a part of getting to know them.
Okay. You've been in like actual relationships.
You're like, so I can't keep giving relationship advice because I've never been in one.
Not in a real one, no.
But maybe that's refreshing to hear. Sometimes it's good to get advice from somebody who like knows nothing about a certain subject. A complete idiot.
A complete idiot who's never been in love.
If they do find someone that they think is better, I agree that all this sucks. Don't you want what's good for them?
Yeah.
Which is, if they want to be with that person, then they should be with that person. And in return, you will find your right person that you don't have to sacrifice anything for.
I'm a genuine, sounds so not authentic, but like I'm a genuine believer in everything happens for a reason. It's not that you should just be like, well, okay, throw your hands up and just kind of like let life, you know.
I agree. That's why I think, like, even if you're in a monogamous relationship, there's still a possibility that you may even be the one to find someone that you think you're more compatible with.
I have a sneaking suspicion that like most normal relationships are like freaky as hell. You know how politicians are supposed to be like stand-up citizens and then they all have like some sort of like
scandal on the side?
Like they're sexting like teenagers.
And yet they're the ones to be like, all these polyamorous people are crazy! But the polyamorous people are like, I'm chilling.
Or they like hate gay people but they themselves are
doing, going to bathhouses and shit. Why is it basically our number one goal to like find the love of our life?
I've thought that so many times. I feel like a lot of times older people.
She really looked at me for, I am turning 28 on what, next Wednesday?
No, I'm talking like grandparents and like maybe even older parents who will ask me about, you know, if I want to have kids, like I'll speak about my career plans and what I hope to accomplish, and they're like, oh, but like when would you have kids? I'm like, we're really still asking this question in 2019. But also people are really scared of being alone, and I don't think it might be a fear from like fearing itself, but like I think a lot of people grow up with this idealistic family in their head, whether it's because you came from a really stable
Sorry,
home.
I just put this on my,
my
like left.
No.
You saw what I did?
Yes.
I put it on my left finger like, wow, that looks nice.
Either you came from a home where you had that to look up to, like two parents and pretty, you know, good marriage going, or you didn't, and because of the way a lot of societies are structured, you see that on TV, you see your friends having it. It seems like having a single parent or a different family dynamic is what you shouldn't do. Like, you shouldn't aspire to that. And I never understood that. Like, I was raised by a single mom. I remember I was like upset one night and one of my friends was like, but you didn't need to have two. You had one and it was phenomenal. And like, do you really miss having two, or like, is it just the idea? And I was like, oh my God, it's totally the idea.
Totally.
Some people maybe really do need two parents. Some people don't.
Maybe it's in your best benefit.
Maybe it's in your best benefit in some cases. People are so quick to like monkey see, monkey do. Just on a huge scale. Like, you see them doing that, it's like, oh my God, I should be doing that. And someone said to me, well, you know, there are women who can't have children, so you should be grateful. I was like, first of all, I'm pretty sure I can, but I don't know if I can for sure.
Also, watch out, because...
Why shame me through that? Like, I should be having a child because someone else can't.
Well, that's the same concept, because my two brothers are I have a very fertile family. But me being gay would be the same thing. Like, are you sure you don't want to have kids with a woman? Because you could have babies.
This always baffles me. I'll see like these memes on Insta, and I know they're meant to be humorous. It's a girl or a guy being extra about like stay the fuck away from my boyfriend, or if you like even come close to him, like game over. Gosh. And I'm like, first of all, don't you trust the person you're with? Even a little bit. Like, don't insult them. And also, it's not within one person's power to like seduce. I feel like we still sometimes live in like ancient Greece where people think women can just like seduce some other guy. Like, someone else's man.
I hear that often. I'm not gonna let them do this, or if they ever treated me that way, I'm never... Just like talking about their partner who's supposed to be the one that they're in love with. Like talking about them in a way that's so like reactive, and so it doesn't even seem like there's love. It seems like there's hate. I feel like they have this idea of open relationships and polyamorous relationships being like sneaky and like, I'm gonna fuck around and like do things on the side, and like I feel like honestly, if you're doing it correctly by my standards, it's like so much more honest. Like you are really vibing with your person. It's like Her. You ever seen Her? Well, if you've seen Her, it's a movie where like this man...
I just haven't seen it.
It's really good.
It was like up for an Oscar once upon a time, no?
Yeah, it's all the colors are beautiful, and I like what they say in this movie, because basically he falls in love with this damn computer. What this operating system says is like, look, I may love you if I love someone else too. That takes nothing away from my love for you. That just means that I love you and I love them. Like, what is so... I'm telling you, you gotta watch it. It's one of my favorite movies. It's beautiful. I think that was the movie that like sparked this like, that I'm trying to work out through these videos.
You saw a movie about a robot who wanted to fuck around.
Yes!
And you were like, I want to fuck around.
It's not about fucking around.
Why is it that people think you can only love one person at a time? For real, like...
Yeah,
I think there are different ways to love people, for sure. Obviously, we have that with every relationship in our life. Parents, friends, best friend, boyfriend, hookup, whatever. I've had friends who have so much guilt about, being with one guy and really, really in love, and then also having someone else who's a good friend, but also being in love with them.
And guess what? If you were in an honest, open relationship, you could express those feelings with your one true love. All right, well, this has been Friday Night Wine Talks, Red Wine Talks with Damon and Malika here in Paris. I hope that this conversation may have led you to think about maybe this topic in a different way. I don't know what the answer is. There isn't an answer. That's the answer.
That's the answer.
That's the answer, but I would like to know what you have to say, like, en bas, downstairs. Wow. Like, in the comments below. En bas.
En bas.
En bas could be downstairs. You see how that worked in my mind?
D'accord.
I don't want us to be seeing no, like, judgmental thing.
If you don't agree, you can say it respectfully.
Yeah, because was it not respectful?
I think so.
Well, not until I edit you to look like a monster. No, this was fun though. I like this really shiny spot on my forehead too. Thank you for watching. So follow us on Instagram. All the links are below. I'm gonna look forward to what you have to say. This will be interesting.
Bye.
Bye-bye. We used to only do we would try to get our videos under 8. We had a 5-minute phase, then we had an 8-minute phase, then a 12-minute phase. Now I'm
Maybe split this in 2?
Now I'm is this 45 minutes yet? Because, people watch what they want to watch.
Yeah.
And I also know, I skip around even for my favorite YouTubers. So I know people will skim the video.
Yeah.
And, I don't take it personally. Hold on, I just want to really, get to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
Because I think it's helpful for not only me, but, other people maybe out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe my situation.
You're in a... Why do you guys say under your breath like that? Your average human, is sexually attracted to multiple partners, and that's nothing that's, wrong with us. It's, literally just our evolution from being, primates. So I feel like we could avoid all this drama and tension and, jealousy if we were all just honestly honest with ourselves. Yeah. Oh, yeah, this was an honest conversation. I'm just trying to know what y'all think. And that's real, too, because every single person that I meet on the street, I met you in a club.
Yeah.
Because you watch this channel. So, I know that people who watch this channel actually do have good things to say because you came from the channel.
Yeah,
isn't that weird to think about? I was making a video and I went to the internet and you watched it. And then we met in real life from a digital thing, and now you're here contributing to the digital thing.
You're here in my house.
Contributing to the digital thing that we...
Yeah.
This gets weird. Okay. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Bye.